or should I say evening, by the time this video comes out. So, we do have to talk about an upcoming possible snowstorms for the Great Lakes in the Northeast. We have an upcoming snow pattern that will bring a lot of snowfall to some regions. So, let's get started. All right, now taking a look at current conditions so far, we have some of those snow showers moving into the Northeast and this clipper system that's gonna actually form a little bit, bringing moderate to heavy snowfall. Well, light to moderate actually, a little bit of heavy snowfall for the Ohio Valley for the most part. Yes, we do have some there. It will scatter a little bit, bringing just a little touch of snowfall, but we do get this type of system over here, and it does cross through Florida and stays there for a little bit, and I think it might try to form, but look at this, we do have a lot of cold air in place. And let's see, no, it doesn't, so it doesn't go up due to this flat jet stream right here. And it's showing some snowfall toward Texas in the next few days, actually. And here we have this system bringing a swath of snowfall to a lot of places, well, the extreme coastal areas. And some of that cold air is dipping all the way down to New Orleans and Mobile, Alabama, and also Pensacola, Florida. Also, that's a pretty rare dip going all the way down there, freezing temperatures. But look at this, we have that possible nor'easter that we've been talking about. This is still days away. It could change. It can be inland, it can be right off the coast, or it can just be out to sea and do nothing at all. But the only places seeing snowfall right now are probably the extreme coastlines, mostly for southeastern New England, seeing some of that light to moderate snowfall from the system. And then we get some of that cold air moving down toward Atlanta. We have another storm trying to run at it, bringing a little bit of snow showers, but it doesn't form at all. And as you can see, our jet stream is back to where it was, where we have that snow pattern going all the way down from North Dakota, all the way down through North Carolina. That's pretty much our snow pattern here. You guys have increased chances of snowfall toward the end of January, and I actually think February will be more snowier. But stay tuned for that, because I actually might be making, well, actually, I feel like I am going to make it. So be aware for a January weather outlook soon in the next few days. But I do think January will be colder than February for the ender part. At late February, I'm predicting a little bit more warmer temperatures, but definitely more increases in snowfall chances. So we do have this little system moving by at the last days of January, pretty much the start of February by this point. We get some of that snowfall moving mostly for Canada, but some of that snowfall reaches down into the US. And we are back here with our snow pattern. We have another moisture system, and it just basically just pounds. It's like a bowling ball just going right there, like a cannonball. It's out of there quick, but that will be the end of the GFS. The GFS does bring a little bit more line of severe weather and more cold for the west now. So this storm completely changes that pattern for February, which is why we could be looking at way more snow for the west changing into February. But toward the middle of February, it does change to become a little bit of that cold air to the east, where we get patterns of going down from the Gulf all the way up to the Northeast, that type of pattern. And then for the end of February, I do predict it to be mostly cold for the West. So let's just look at the European model, because I'm not sure, because this is just going to be a model run just to show you what could be happening for the rest of January. Alright, here we go with the Euro model, where we will be looking at the differences between the GFS and the Euro model. So let's get started. We do have that clipper, or few snow showers there for the Northeast. that will move through very quickly, and we do have that clipper system, except the European model is putting it a little bit more lighter side or more calmer side, not as intense as the GFS, with some mix there for Kentucky and some of that snow moving by. And we are here with that not polar vortex, I don't know why, Arctic blast, that's what I meant to say. This will bring a lot of cold air down to the US. Now, that cold air does actually make it down there to New Orleans, Mobile, Alabama, Pensacola, Florida, like the GFS said. But here's the thing. Here's our system here. The GFS yesterday was showing a beast of a snowstorm over here. The GFS now only brings it to the New England coastline. And then the European model, nothing. Just tiny mixed precipitation there for probably Nantucket in Massachusetts. So this is way offshore. If it was over here, then we could be seeing a little bit more snowfall, because it all depends on here where this why do I keep on saying polar vortex? I meant to say Arctic blast. It depends on how far this Arctic blast goes eastward, because if it doesn't go that eastward, this storm could track a little bit more toward the coastline than out to sea, because the Arctic blast mostly moves to the east with it, so it blocks the storm away. It's like a shield, shielding the places to plow your snow. And we have another storm that tries to form, but that will be the end of the Euro model. This is a little bit different than what the GFS is showing. GFS is showing more colder than the east than in the west, actually. So I feel like the snow pattern is mostly for the Great Lakes, because I expect the Great Lakes region to get obviously the most snowfall than the Northeast. But other than that, we have those model runs right there. And now I don't really have a lot to explain, and there's no point in looking at the snowfall totals because we don't really have a lot of solid foundation to know where these storm systems will track, because they're completely different on each model. So it would be really irrelevant to use the snowfall totals. But other than that, let's just move on to our weather fact of the day and get this video over with. Okay, everyone, this is our weather fact of the day for today. Cities are forced to dispose of snow in creative ways. Okay, let's see. When snow piles up too high for cities to manage, it's usually hauled away to parking lots or other wide open spaces where it can sit until the weather warms up. During particularly snowy seasons, cities are sometimes forced to dump snow in the ocean, only to be met with criticism for environmental activists. Some cities employ snow melters that use hot water to melt 30 to 50 tons of snow an hour. This method is quick but costly. A single machine can cost $200,000 and burn 60 gallons of fuel in an hour of use. Well, that is kind of shocking, because usually the snow would just be left there until the weather warms up, because that is pretty common. But if you don't have a lot of space, people actually do melt snow or just leave it somewhere else, actually. So that is very interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll hopefully be back tomorrow. Bye, everyone.